Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Reality TV Africa. And we're back with another review for Mommy Club, Sugar and Spice, Season 1, Episode 5. Guys, I've been complaining about how long the episodes are. And I guess somebody is hearing me, or maybe this week they just didn't have much content or much happening because the episode was thankfully 45 minutes long. The shortest episode we've gotten so far out of the season. I'm gonna review it. I'm going to rate it. I keep saying review instead of rate. I'm going to rate the episode. Now, I'll be honest, in as much as the episode was 45 minutes long, guys, bear with me here. I feel like it would have been shorter. There was not much happening. We got literally, I think, 4 or 5 scenes. 4 maybe. Not much happening, guys. A lot of filler scenes, a lot of fluff scenes. There was one that I found so unnecessary. Guys, I'm sorry. I know we want to see the mummies. We'll get to it. Let me first rate the episode. I'm rambling. I get on a tangent and I go rambling. I'll rate this episode a 5. And I've given the reasons why already. So let me just get into the episode. I think it opens with Resh and her son, and she's talking about how her son rails her up and basically is not a morning person. Me and her son are the same person. I am not a morning person. I'm more of a night owl. Anyways, she's dropping him off to school and they're having a conversation on the phone with her husband about an upcoming religious event, and she wanted her son to speak, but he's not much of a public speaker, so her daughter volunteers, and that's that pretty much. That scene didn't have much going on. I'll say this, the twins so far are not giving anything. They're just giving gorgeous face, nice body, cute family, and that's it. The next scene that was one of the most monumental scenes, honestly, in the whole episode was Lenore and her family. We got to meet her nanny. Is she the nanny? Let's call her the house manager, because her kids are big, they're old, and they don't need anyone to really watch over them. So I'll call her the house manager, Esther. And she got a confessional, and we saw her join them at dinner, and it's nice seeing such a setup of the family sitting down with the nanny to eat, because I'll say this, and this is in the normal Kenyan settings. The house managers or nannies don't usually sit at the dinner table with the family. You'll find maybe they'll eat from the kitchen or wherever they're comfortable, and only because they may not be comfortable being with the rest of the family. Also, it depends on the kind of family that they're working for. But yeah, most don't like to sit with the family. But so it was nice to see Esther sit with Lenore and her family, have dinner, catch up, and yeah, they did catch up indeed. And yeah, one of the interesting conversations was the one where they were rehashing, Leno's event that took place in the last 2 episodes. And the kids were just giving their opinions, and I like the fact that she has grown kids who can give opinions, who can rally around their mom and basically speak out for when something is not working, or rather doesn't go down well with them. Even the youngest, the teenage girl, had a lot to say about that situation, in as much as they didn't see it all play out to the end because they left at some point. Her son had a lot to say, and I liked his opinions. He was like, there's a thin line between ignorance and arrogance and disrespect, and that line was crossed severally, which I tend to agree. Where I'm on the fence about things is Christina really racist? Like, do you guys think she's actually like racist, or is it like she's just unaware of the things she says that come off a bit like crazy? Guys, please help me out here. Comment, because Lenore is of the opinion that straight up Christina is racist. The one thing that really stood out to me during that conversation of Lenore and her family was her husband's opinion. I like the way he took it back and took it historically back, you know. He put us into the context of 30 years ago, you know, 30 years ago, which is 1994, when South Africa got their independence and they were able to, you know, have Nelson Mandela rule as their president. Before that, there was the apartheid, and you know, things were really, really, really bad. And he even took us back to a moment where he was denied access to, or rather yanked out of a washroom that was whites only, and he had not seen the sign that it was whites only. And you know, it really, really puts you into that time when things were that hard and that bad for coloreds, for blacks. And he put it into context, the fact that Christina she was born free. She never experienced that. Christina is under 30. She's closer to age with Lenor's eldest daughter. So she never experienced any form of, you know, prejudice or saw it in terms of seeing it happen. Probably has heard about it. She's South African after all, but you know, so I like the way he put that into perspective for the viewers who are, especially me who's not South African. I am Kenyan, so I can't relate to that kind of situation in terms of the apartheid and the prejudice that was happening, the racism that was outrightly happening to the colors, the blacks. Yeah, so him putting that into perspective is like she doesn't even really have context of what really happened back then for her to make such a statement, you know. But yeah, I like the conversation. I like the way it flowed. I like the way they put out their opinions, very clear, very concise. Lenore has a very, very beautiful family, a very supportive family, and she should be very grateful. She's favored, you know, that's favor from God. To also have some adult and, you know, grown children to kind of bounce off your opinion and have them, you know, rally around you. Yeah, and then we had that long drawn out, and don't get me wrong, Davina and her son, cute, but that scene was, I expected it to be like a play date between her and another mommy, maybe Abigail and her kids, yeah, or who? Or maybe even Natasha. We didn't see Natasha this episode. Maybe Natasha could have brought her stepkids. I mean, just a scene with Davina and her son alone was totally a huge miss on the part of production, because I literally forwarded through that scene. I'm like, what are we watching? What are we really watching? Yeah, they're bonding. That's mommy-son moments, but what else is new? We needed to see her with another mommy, you know, on a play date, them catching up, maybe talking about things that have happened, maybe the event with, you know, or maybe even would have wanted to see her with Christina and, you know, just them discussing the phone call and, you know, like Davina giving her opinion of, girl, what was that? Because when I met with Lenore, that's not, you know, what came off that you said. You didn't apologize. What, you know, what's going on, girl? Are we good? You know what I'm saying? That was a failure on part of production. I mean, guys, really? A whole scene with a mom and son, just that? Nah, that did not for me. Now let's get to the most interesting scene of this episode. And obviously our girl Christina did not disappoint. Yeah, it was a picnic between that Kim invited Christina to, and it was carnage. It was a mess. It was chaos. Yeah, so excuse me. Christina arrives and, you know, things seem to look like they're going to go well, until obviously Kim is questioning her behavior at the event and tells her all the mummies were not okay. And Christina is like, look, the mummies checked up on me, they called me. We don't know if this is true. According to Kim, it sounds like Christina is lying, but we don't know that. I mean, we didn't see any footage of the mummies calling Christina, or we didn't see them, you know, not calling. We don't know. I don't know. But Christina was getting kind of riled up, and she was kind of acknowledging the fact that she has a mess to clean up, especially after the event. And she also acknowledged the fact that she needs to probably apologize to Lenore for calling her old. because that's where things took a turn for her with the rest of the ladies, obviously. But she also blamed Lenos for ruining her own event. Well, I mean, Lenos did decide to pull Christina back to the table and have a collective conversation about how the ladies feel about Christina. So that's where things really took a turn for the worse. But where else would guys have that conversation if it wasn't at such an event? So ruining the event was neither here nor there, because it needed to be discussed at the end of the day. But one thing I'll applaud Christina for, the girl was gonna eat them snacks. She was gonna eat those snacks that Kim brought for the picnic, because all she was like chomping down those pretzels, and then things took a turn and she was like, oh, dirty grapes, no plates. What? Even I was taken aback. I was like, yo, whoa, girl. I don't know if Christina is trolling at this point or she's actually literally really like that. But the girl was a total mess. And Kim was just seated there and not, you know what? I'm not happy with Kim, because Kim's clapbacks were only coming back up in the confessionals. Those clapbacks should have been there face to face, right in Christina's face. But maybe she was like a bit worried because like, hey, we're here alone, I'm pregnant, I don't know how this will go. I kind of get that then, if that's the case, because she was very vocal in her confessionals about how she didn't appreciate Christina's behavior and how it was just erratic and crazy and weird. I mean, what? I mean, Christina, are you really genuinely like this, or is this like... I did get a comment in one of my comment sections on my Instagram, and I'm plugging those pages below, by the way, guys. Follow me on the rest of my social medias. Christina came in my comments, and because one of the things I said last week during my review was, I'm worried for Christina. She's going to be on an island. I don't know how she's going to progress throughout the rest of the season. But Christina came and said, hey, things are going to look up in the upcoming episodes. I wonder how that's going to play out, unless she genuinely apologizes to Lenos and Kim and anyone else who might be offended with her behavior. I don't know how that's going to play out. I did promise you guys some tea on my YouTube on this video. Yeah, so I got wind of the fact that Christina is indeed divorced from her husband as we speak. It turns out, I don't think, and now this is, I don't know if this is me guessing, but the reason I had is because he did not want her in the show, but she did it anyways. Now, also I got wind of the fact that, and allegedly, guys, everything I'm saying in this part about Christina is alleged, that she did not indeed finish law school or go to law school or something of the sorts. She did not go to law school, and when it came to, you know, her having her baby and going back to law school, her in-laws were willing to take care of the baby as she goes back to school, but she did not go back to school. According to the story, she was not a student in law school. So yeah, Christina is coming off as allegedly a liar at this point in time. So yeah, but let me just go back to the actual episode. Why did she go back to the picnic with that fake, phony, I can't find my bank card and I can't find my lipstick? Girl, did you just want to overhear who Kim was talking to on the phone and what she was saying? Because that was straight up weird. I mean, girl, what is you doing? Anyway, guys, that episode was shorter than most. It could have been shorter. Not much happening, honestly. Is it that the ladies are not giving enough content? They're not meeting? There are no events? I'm not sure what's going on, but production, this episode was a bit of a doozy for me, and I guess we'll see you back on my next episode review of this Mummy Club Sugar and Spice. I'll bid you guys goodbye and enjoy. I guess we're coming up on the weekend, so enjoy your weekend, and we'll catch you next week. Yeah, my next review is definitely gonna be on Nairich. but I may not be able to get to it this weekend. It's a very jam-packed weekend for me, so expect my review early next week. But until next time, I'll say bye.